but it does show that really, really effective reversal for MS. How long you've had it is going to be a difference again in your quality of life. So the sooner the better, always, for any disease, truly. How successful has your protocol been for people with multiple sclerosis? Is there complete reversal? So multiple sclerosis, it's an autoimmune disease that affects the central nervous system, and it can affect people's ability to have muscle function, bladder control. It could cause a lot of disability. I've had a lot of people with MS do my program at this point, and they do really, really well. The changes in symptoms really depend on how progressed the illness is. So for example, I've had people who had early onset, who were having early symptoms, who had full reversal back to normal, right? Sarah Ramos made a video for me about that. She did my rapid recovery group, had full reversal. She's running 5Ks and loves life, right? I'll say the name if they posted a video of themselves, okay? Don't ever worry that I would do it otherwise. So I can tell you an example in a recent rapid recovery group. We had two gentlemen with pretty severe MS. One was only in his 20s, but he's at end stage and his muscles don't really work. They're very, very weak. He can't really do anything for himself. And so his wife takes care of him. She feeds him. She dresses him, right? And he doesn't really have any ability to do that for himself. The other gentleman, a couple decades older, but was able to he was mostly in a wheelchair, but could stand up, but couldn't really stand on his own for very long. Hadn't been able to go up or downstairs for 3 years. Right. So very limited mobility. That man who I just described, by week 5, he showed us a video of himself walking up the stairs. Now, it was shaky. If you haven't gone upstairs for 3 years and you're mostly in a wheelchair, your muscles are weak. So it was wobbly, but he did it. He was walking to the mailbox, standing there to check the mail. So incredible improvements. And his goal is to go run that 5K. It's like once you have MS, the goal seems to be to run the 5K. So absolutely extraordinary. The gentleman that was already at the late stage where he had no real voluntary movement on his own, his wife said the stiffness went away. So he was very stiff and stuck. So it wasn't flaccid. I'm sorry. He was stuck. He was stiff. And so it was very hard for her to change him and to move him. And she said she was able to move him easily. So he loosened up. The problem was he still isn't at the point where he can stand up or feed himself, right? So they both had incredible improvement. In very short period of time. I mean, 6 weeks is 42 days, improvement that did not happen with any medication. And it was life-changing, but the quality of life difference is still very big. So, the other thing we've seen is we've had a few people who actually had MRIs done post-group, which MRIs are expensive and most people can't do that. But the people who had the follow-up MRIs all showed that there were no new lesions. And, for 3 of them out of 4, the most recent lesion was completely gone. So that correlated with the symptoms going away, that those recent lesions went away as well. So that is really good case for reversal. The old lesions that were already scar tissue and the old symptoms still were there. Now, could more time help with that? We can see, but it does show that really, really effective reversal for MS. How long you've had it is going to be a difference again in your quality of life. So the sooner the better, always, for any disease, truly.